Earlier, Senator Krueger had talked about how the majority was keeping government going, keeping government functioning. I would argue with that proposal. I would argue with that statement. If you want to call keeping government functioning by not paying your bills, that's okay, because that's what we've been doing. According to the comptroller of the state, not of my party, but according to the comptroller, who is, by the way, a friend, we pick and choose our bills. Some bills we pay somewhat, some bills we don't pay. We're like the debtor who's got his credit cards all full, maxed out, and when one company sends him a dunning notice, he pays a little bit to that one, ignores the rest. When another one sends him another dunning notice, he pays a little bit into that one and ignores the others. We're piecemealing. We're paying some contractors and we're not paying others. We're paying construction costs for CUNY colleges, but not for SUNY colleges. I don't understand the difference, except by their location. We are increasing spending by this proposal and this budget extender over the governor's budget. Over the governor's budget. The governor's budget spent more than the previous year's unbalanced budget that was passed by the majority. We are increasing spending. I do not understand how a state that is $9.2 billion in debt, and if the federal money doesn't come through, $10 billion in debt, can get away with actually spending more than the previous year. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We are also shifting costs to the counties. We're shifting by adding to the increases in the child welfare costs, $34 million to the counties, increasing the county share of the youth facility costs, another $42 million added to the county's costs. That translates, as Senator DeFrancisco said, into property tax increases. That is something everybody in this chamber has said they would never do. But you're going to do it if you vote for this extender. You're going to increase costs to the counties. We are talking about, I don't know if it's going to be done because we really don't know what's going on, because everything's being done in secret behind closed doors. We're talking about potentially borrowing from the pension fund so that we can pay pension benefits. So we're borrowing from the fund we're going to pay back from. I don't understand that one at all. That's another crazy thing we're doing, or talking about doing, according to the newspapers, if they're accurate or not. You figure that one out. Increasing spending, ladies and gentlemen, at a time when we don't have any money. How do we do that? We're doing this piecemeal budget. Last week we did the health system. The week before that was NCON and parks. This week it's mental health. A death of 1,000 cuts, I would say a death of 1,000 adds, because each one is spending more than the previous year. I don't know how you get away with that, by calling this a functioning government. I call this the height of dysfunction. When you go down this road, one piece at a time, no entire budget, no part of it's ever closed. No part of this budget is closed. Every part of it, according to the governor's office, is on the table if we don't close the deficit. So the health budget, which everybody thinks is settled, it's not. It's not. The parks and NCON, that's not settled. This mental health budget, this won't be settled when this is passed. None of it will be settled until we get an entire budget done. And we don't know when that's going to be. That's still not on the table. So when does that happen? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going down a path where the big ugly is coming right at us. And the big ugly is going to be lots of borrowing, taxes and fee increases. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to see it happen, but that's where you're going. We've just seen the numbers in the previous two questions. The previous two questioners. They set the stage. They've asked it. In all of this stuff, we've only cut about $1 billion out of a $9 billion deficit. There's a huge amount of money left. How are you going to make that up? You don't have a lot left. You're going to take it all out of what's left in the education budget? I've said this many times. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. If you want to call insanity a functioning state government, so be it. I intend to vote no on this particular extender, Mr. President. This is not the way to do a budget. This is not the way to govern a great state of New York, and this is not the way we should be treating our constituents. They're not getting what they deserve: honest, open, and clear government. They're getting a bunch of rhetoric, a lot of talk, and very little action.
Thank you, Senator Marcellino.